And that's why we call it a non-fungible asset, an NFA, because it's the asset that is being owned from the blockchain, not just the token. So you can talk about who legally owns something, and then you can actually, like you were saying about how in the real world it's obvious that you own something because you physically have it. If you're the only one with access to it, if you're the only one that can control it, and it's completely unique and under and it's unique to you, then no one can do anything about that.
Excludability means that, like, I have this physical object. If I'm playing with it, my sibling can't play with it.
Yeah.
It's excludable. You can't just copy paste and that exists over there. So that's excludability, that doesn't transfer well to the digital world, which is something you kind of have to solve. And NFTs are particularly poor at this problem.
That's right. Yeah. But the whole point behind blockchain is that you want machines to be, firstly, you want machines to be doing the consensus behind the state of the ledger. But you also want machines to be transferring all the rights, all of the data, all of that. You don't want to have to go to people for that. Yeah. You'd only want to have to go to people if there was a real dispute, where it was really like a niche case.
Because I need to prove that I'm the owner of the Mona Lisa, and maybe 10 people in the room say, "Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I prove it?" But you integrate it in the piece, the piece of data.
Exactly.
You integrate the proof as such.
Exactly.
Which is like an additional signature on
the
Mona Lisa, or
we call it like a fingerprint that's integrated, like a watermark that's integrated. Or we like to use the term DNA. Fundamentally, that image has to be stored on some, as you say, trusted third-party server. And so if that server just decides to go down or to switch it out for something else or delete it, there's no recourse.
So in that case, if you buy this NFT, it would be advisable to double-check who is actually storing the file.
Yeah.
And maybe that party, sorry for those who are not so much into regulation or don't like it, but maybe that party should be regulated. It could be an option.
For example.
Just to do a little bit brainstorming on this, that we have a certain security that we can trust in that company, that maybe it's a company that also is audited, for instance, and ensure that this picture is still there.
Yeah, that would work, but you are also then just bringing back centralized regulation back into this.
Which we have already, because it's stored at a centralized place.
Yeah, but the point is that it shouldn't be, right? So with NFTs, this is the way you'd have to do it. You'd have to do a workaround whereby you once again trusted a centralized third-party institution. Then it would work. But then why are you using a blockchain in the first place? If you're just going to own something which is stored in a centralized institution, just own something in a centralized institution, don't involve the blockchain.